Good afternoon, everybody. I wanted to provide an update on this year's state budget. First off, I'll start with, there's some good policies in this budget. We've got something I'm really excited about is pay increases for our law enforcement. We will always back the blue in the state of Oklahoma. There's going to be some generational investments in economic development. We've got resources for our Attorney General to fight back against the Biden administration. But let me be clear, this budget was not an agreement. Agreement requires negotiation, requires consensus. Negotiations did not happen in this year's budget. I received, as the governor of the state of Oklahoma, the final budget for the first time on May 16th, at 8:45 p.m., just hours after it was made public. I wasn't the only one left out. The people of Oklahoma were left in the dark. Over the last few days, I've been working nonstop with my team to go line by line in this budget. My guiding principle has always been and will always be to do what's right for all 4 million Oklahomans, for the next generation, not the next election. I've determined that parts of this budget make sense for Oklahomans, like the pay raises for the law enforcement. That's going to go into law. But other parts, like special carve-outs that are the results of backroom deals between lobbyists and legislature, are not in our state's best interest. That's why I will line item veto Senate Bill 1052. It will require taxpayers to foot the bill for pay increases for private prisons, benefiting out-of-state private companies. There's also an unnecessary $360,000 expense for printing Attorney General opinions, which is no longer required by law, by the way. I'll line item veto that as well. And we went through it. We kept asking the question, how did this get in there? How did this get in there? It's long overdue, but we need to have a real conversation as leaders in this state and as an Oklahomans of how this budget process happens. Why is it happening behind closed doors? Why are only a select few in charge while the rest of us are expected to nod our heads and not even ask questions? We'll talk about more of that later. For now, I've determined that two parts of this budget fall short and do not deliver the real inflation relief that Oklahoma families need right now. Inflation today sits at 8.3%. It's at 40-year highs, 40-year highs. Take a look at these numbers beside me. Beef is up 14%. Chicken, over 16%. Milk is up nearly 15%. Eggs are up 22%. Families need real relief right now. That's what I intend to deliver for them. My inflation relief plan includes eliminating the state grocery tax and cutting personal income taxes for every single Oklahoman. This will save the average Oklahoma family $453 each and every year. I called for these two tax reforms during my State of the State back in February, at the very beginning, on the first day of this session. As I said then, Oklahoma is one of only 13 states that taxes groceries. Ours is also one of the highest. But what did Oklahomans get instead? $75 inflation checks that won't be sent out until December. And by the way, it's federally taxed, so you don't even get to keep the full amount. Instead, Oklahomans will be forced to send about $19 right back to President Biden in Washington, D.C., instead of spending Oklahoma. That's $56 in your pocket. $56. That's not even enough to fill up your gas tank right now. That's not real relief. It's a slap in the face to hardworking Oklahomans, and it's a political gimmick during an election year. I never expected Republicans to take a page out of Joe Biden's liberal playbook and waste $181 million sending government checks out. Remember, this type of wasteful spending is what got us into this mess in the first place. Inflation is at 40-year highs. If the government continues to flood the economy with more money right now, it's only going to get worse. Investing in meaningful tax reform is the answer. This is Economics 101. But the only tax reform that's currently in the budget is motor vehicle tax. That's not real relief. It only helps those who can afford a new car or truck in the first place. Cutting the new car sales tax does nothing for families who are struggling to afford prices for food, groceries, gas, and everything in between. My inflation relief plan would save an average family in Oklahoma $450 each and every year. And families would start saving that money right away. They wouldn't have to wait until their $75 government check came in December, or until they have enough money to buy a new car. That's why I will veto Senate Bill 1075, House Bill 4474, and House Bill 4473. And it's also why I'll be calling the legislature back for a special session on June 13th to eliminate the grocery tax and to reduce the personal income tax for every single Oklahoman. Families, they need real relief right now, not political gimmicks. The rest of the budget will go into law, but without my signature.